I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago.
Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Christy and I'm here in New South Wales, Australia. And we finally had a sunny day today. It's the middle of winter here. It's been cold and wet and I'm just excited to get out into the garden, and I've got a few things that we need to get done. I thought I'd take you along with me. So I'm just starting off quickly by throwing some water in a few of my succulents. They don't need much, obviously, and just taking care of a few plants which might need a drink. Okay, we got some tasks to do. So we actually purchased this home around 4 months ago, and it was around that time too that the price of lettuce started going through the roof. Now, I'm the only person in my house who actually eats lettuce, so I'm never going to pay a high price. Too much of it just gets wasted. So I had a bit of a go at growing it myself, and I've had some success. So now I'm going to continue that with some spinach. So I don't have gardens set up yet as such. Hopefully that'll be soon. So for now, we're just using these raised planters from Bunnings. I think they're $29. And what I did with the other ones was just use these decorative pebbles. They were also Bunnings, about $10 for the bag. And we're just filling those hollow legs just to help with drainage so the dirt doesn't run straight through. Hubby's already drilled some extra holes in the bottom of these planters because the drainage probably isn't good, just with the leg holes. I'm just adding some peat moss and some perlite here, mixing in with the potting mix, and we're going to go grab some spinach, which I actually have growing in the front yard, but I don't want it in the front yard, and we're going to relocate that around to this planter box and hope that it goes well there. It doesn't get a lot of sun around there, but here's hoping. So we're just lifting that out. The snails were starting to get to it out the front, and I don't want to use, poisons or snail kill or anything like that which might harm birds in some way. So I'm just going to pop this spinach in here, and I'm also going to try and add some seeds. I've never sowed directly into the planter box before, so it'll be interesting to see how that works out. So we just add water in those spinach seeds, give that lettuce a quick once over with the watering can. I forgot to add manure, so we're doing that now. Now, while I have that gap, I'm going to take my kitchen scraps, which is just, carrot and potato peels and eggshells and bits and pieces, and I'm burying that directly into that front garden bed where I removed the spinach. We really want to try and improve the soil here. Then I know it's way too early to do it, but I am going to plant some capsicum seeds and some tomato seeds. I'm going to keep these indoors with me. I've had some luck with this before, and just take them out into the sun through the day, and then hopefully by the time spring comes around in another 4 or 5 weeks, they'll be ready to just go straight out into what I hope will be a vegetable garden by that point. Obviously we don't have one yet. So for just a little background, we're coming from somewhere where we literally had a concrete jungle. There was no yard, nothing like that. So this has been a lot of extra work for me, and something that I'm not used to, but I'm usually very much an indoor person, but I'm enjoying it. It's something different. Why we actually moved here so far away from everything that we're used to is to enjoy a more mindful life. Connect with nature a little bit more perhaps, but yeah, just a more intentional, mindful, slower lifestyle. So no one really comes up this side of the house. When we moved in, it was literally up to our knees, even across the path. But we wanted to put something here for several reasons. And one of those is that when we walk down our stairs inside, this is what we're looking at. So it was a little bit bland before, so we've planted some grevilleas there and some other things, hoping might be useful to the native birds. Unfortunately, our cat uses this as her litter tray, and so it's become a bit of a mess. So just getting some of the weeds out there, but really I don't want to spend too much time here, being that there's a lot of cat stuff in there. So I'm back out the front now. We have absolutely no idea what we're going to do with this front garden. When we moved in, it was just covered in this very thick, spiky ground cover. I don't even know what it is. It took me half a day to rip it all out. And then I've just thrown in some yuccas because, they're pretty hardy and they can live there until we know what we're going to do with this. but I'm very much sick of weeding this area, and so we're just adding some more sugarcane mulch, which I've had sitting there for probably nearly 2 months now, and trying to get a day where it's not so windy. It was actually pretty windy there today, but I just got sick of waiting to do it. And hopefully that'll help smother some of those weeds until we can work out what we're going to do with that area. I think that looks a little bit better. So out the back, I've got some celery there, some oregano, parsley, a lot more lettuces, which actually grew from seed. There's some catnip and some rosemary over there. But I remembered when I was at Bunnings last that I actually bought this ZZ plant, and I bought this just to go into the guest bedroom. So I wanted something that was pretty much a no care, no fuss thing. I'm not going to remember to water it at all. I've never had so much difficulty trying to get a plant out of a pot before. The rhizomes were just tangled all around that planter. It was very difficult to get out. But we're done. And I can take that up into the guest room. And now I have something living in there, add a little bit of life. There it is. So yeah, so this is the side where I put that spinach and the lettuce. Nobody comes out there except unless I'm putting clothes on the line. The yard itself is actually a decent size. The front yard's even bigger. But this is quite large for only on a 1/4 acre, but it's quite large for us being that we're used to just concrete. We have these double barred finches they love the bird bath, and they have nests up in those trees there, and so occasionally I might put a little bit of food for them. I don't want them to get used to that, but occasionally, being that it's winter, I'll do that, and they all seem to gather there and enjoy it. All in all, I think it's been a pretty productive day in the yard. I know it's probably only been a few minutes because I will time lapse this, but for me it was more than half the day. But I'm really enjoying just watching the bees, the butterflies, the birds, and trying to embrace a quieter, more mindful existence. I'm going to leave you with some footage that I captured in the backyard of the bees and the birds. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going life. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago.